Hi, welcome back and thanks for clicking on this new build project. As you can see, I've got a Grand Hauler matte black special edition to build, something different seeing as it's winter. I've also got the Shell fuel tanker to go with it and a pile of hop-ups, oil-filled shocks, the MFU I think it's called, which gives you lights and sound and vibration, all the rest of it. I've got the light kit for the tanker. I've also got the motorised leg kit as well. So it's a pretty big build and I'm really looking forward to doing something different. I've still got some buggies to do. In my to-do pile I've got a buggy champ which I want to do in the blue and white vintage colour scheme, and I've got some decals for that from RC Decals in the UK, so that's on the to-do list. I've got an Avanti black special edition to do which I'm going to do in the smoke colour scheme. The RC10 CC and the Gold Pan special edition with the limited edition chassis and all that. Anyway, I'll show you the bits and bobs that I've got that go with this and get into it. So here's everything for the truck. Hopefully I don't need any more. Obviously the truck kit. There's the multi-function control unit. There's the separate light kit for the tanker. There's the motorised support legs for the tanker. 3 servos ready to go. And then the oil-filled dampers and a radio set. There's quite a lot needed for this. Well, not needed, but I needed it. So the first step is setting up the steering and the shift servos. And I've used a regular ESC just to put some power through it. I've got the radio set here. So there's your steering. There's the shift. And I haven't done an unboxing for this kit, but just to give you an idea of what's in there, there's the chassis rails, body parts pre-painted, which is like a metallic black with a matte clear coat over it. It looks really good actually. And then you've got all the screw bags, the tyres, and I've got all the plastic parts out here, so it's a lot of chrome. So next step is number 2, which is servo installation. Servo installation, cross member building, and then putting the chassis frame together is done. And this thing's massive. It's a lot bigger than I thought. And just to kind of give you an idea, I've got this out. Step 5, these S7 and 8 parts are on the chrome tree, and you need to paint them semi-gloss black. So I'm just going to give these a light sand, and I've already got some leftovers, so I'll give them a quick spray. So in step 5, for some completely weird reason, the instructions tell you to take 4 parts off the chrome S-tree, which are black plastic, then chromed, and then get the chrome off and then paint them black. I swear that's a mistake. Like, it should have been on one of the black trees, but anyway, I've done those, so I've had to paint them. They're here, drying. So I sprayed those with TS29. In the meantime, I've done number 6, which is touching all these suspension bits and the bits at the back. And I've just made up the steering rod and shift rod. So next is the shock absorbers, so I'm going to open up the hop-up oil-filled ones. So I just thought I'd show you the difference between the standard shock and the hop-up shock. So there's the instructions. So this is a standard one, and there's nothing to it. It's just got a bit of grease inside. So you've got the piston body, the piston, an O-ring, and then the end. and it tells you to put a bit of grease on it, and that's it. And this is one of the hop up oil ones, which has got a nice proper damped effect. There's a bit more to it. There's all the bits. Whether it makes a difference, I don't know, but I think they'll look nice because they're like a black anodised finish. So I've installed the bump stops that needed to be painted. So steps 8, 9 and 10 are done, which are the shock absorbers, the front axle, leaf springs, all metal as well, really nice. (11) and 12 is making the front uprights and the tie rod for the steering. So there's the leaf springs built and put on for the rear. So there's the diff gears built. So I'm just on step 15, thought I'd show you progress. And instead of using the supplied ball bearing and brass bushings, I've got the Plaig bearing kit. So these are the first ones to use. So still on step 15, I've got the casings built with the bearings in. Now, instructions say to build 2 of those, which is the A1 part and 1 of those. So they're ready and done. So this is what the inside of rear axle A looks like. I've greased that up, just about to screw that together. So the rear axle A's together now. Feels really smooth. So rear axle B's finished. There it is, with A, so A and B. Step 18, attaching the rear axles, is done. I'm just being careful not to scratch anything, particularly the black anodised bits in here and the plastic bits that got painted black down there, which have got little rubber bump stops for the axles. That's what those little lugs are. So until it's all together, I'm just trying to stop it from moving. So step 18 is finished, and yeah, it's definitely worth taping that together to stop anything scratching, because even when it's all together, there's not a lot of room. Now, without the axles attached, the spring and all these bits flap around all over the place, and bearing in mind these are only painted, those plastic bits, I think they'd probably chip off and you'd actually scratch sort of in there on the black anodised bit. You only got to see there, that's just hitting the rubber bump stop. Looks cool though. That's so smooth with the bearings in. I'm sure it wouldn't be that good with the bushes. Step 19 finished, rear dampers installed. There's not a lot of movement, but there is movement. Looks great. I'm going to end the video here. So the next instalment will be picking up with the gearbox build and moving forward with it. So thanks again for watching. Please leave me a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you might want to see, if there's anything of interest on this build, and I'll try and add it as we go.